voice in the back of our head. Psychologists call this the inner speech. Chinese have a saying, you cannot stop birds from flying over your head, but you can keep them from building nests in your hair. And that's what we're talking about. Because, and I know you would have heard the expression, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And as a kid you may have said it. Well, words can change your brain. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will change your brain. Brain is really powerful. The parts of the brain that are linked to speech production and language processing are known as the Broca area or Broca area and the Wernicke's area. Now the Broca area is like a tape recorder. It's able to replay sounds, conversations in our head. If I say think of a sound of a fire engine or thunder and lightning, or a child upset and crying, and even I said it right now, think of that fire engine. The chances are, because of the Broca area, you'll hear the siren going, or indeed the child crying. Incredibly clever. When your brain finds a sentence, your brain starts to replay that sentence in your head. It's the same way that you've heard that sound of the fire engine siren. So listening to the little voice in the back of our head is actually a survival instinct and a habit. But of course, it may not be a very nice voice, but we'll touch that in a second. Now you've come across, I'm sure, the expression or the phrase neurons that fire together, wire together. Each experience that we encounter, including our thoughts, feelings, sensations, and muscles, become embedded in a network of brain cells that reproduce that experience. So each time we repeat a particular thought or action, we actually strengthen the connection between the set of brain cells and our neurons. So when somebody says something to us, we take it on board and we choose to believe it. We start to cause those neurons to fire together and wire together. And it's a bit like the more we think of it, the more strongly those neurons will wire together. So that thought process becomes entrenched in us. It's a bit like if you're on a toboggan going down a very steep hill in the snow. There you are, you're going down and you find you're getting into a rut, somebody else's rut. And therefore you don't need to steer that toboggan anymore. It'll keep on going the way it's going to go because the neurons that have fired together have wired together and have caused a track to develop. And that can be a positive thing or indeed a negative thing. So now you want to change that because that path isn't exciting anymore. It's not taking you the direction you want to go, but you're in a rut. The definition of a rut is a grave with the ends kicked out. You're in a rut. And you want to actually change the way you're going. It's difficult, but it can be done. And the way that you do it is change the way that you think and what you actually say to yourself. Again, we'll touch on this a little bit later in the course. But let's now go on to the next game, Game 5. I want you to ask yourself, in what way do you talk to yourself? Is it a negative way? Or is it a positive way? And this should only take you 30 seconds. So I'll give you 30 seconds. What is the way that you talk to yourself? The next question, question 2. What is the voice that you hear in the back of your head? Is it, I'm a success, I'm special, you're a champ, I'm going to make it, I know everything's going to work out and be all right, I believe the best is possible? Or do you hear a negative voice? In which case, what does it say? Our thoughts determine the wiring of our brain, and the steps that we take lay down paths for our lives. So the more kindness that we have towards ourselves as we carry out our internal dialogues, the more grace and power we give to ourselves and to others. This is part of a course I've developed on Udemy, a training platform, and it's entitled Make It Happen, the Life You Always Wanted. Please have a look and it'd be wonderful if you signed up. Thanks ever so much. Udemy, make it happen. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.